Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and I'm going to show you a mini album I made using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Weathered Vine collection. I actually received this in one of the Country Craft Creations fabulous warehouse mystery boxes and loved it. Lots of elements to it, and I decided to make something with it right away. I had this hardcover ring-bound notebook in my stash and decided that would make the perfect base. And I also had received in a design team package some paper that's just carried in Country Craft Creations store. Grab it. So I saw it on a live, and it's just a parchment looking paper in beautiful colors, and it's a good weight as well, so I thought I'd use that as a base for the pages. So with those couple of things in mind, I went ahead and made this, and obviously we're looking at the cover. I had a piece of ribbon here. This is yellow seam binding that I actually dyed trying to match this yellow ochre. It's a little more green than I wanted, but it's okay. It's close. This is a paper from the collection. Now you'll see later on that I did some mixed media touches to actually the base of the book, and I'll show you once we get inside. And then this is a chipboard element, just some of the dimension from the bits and pieces or flower elements that also went along with the collection. So, and I put in a large grommet eyelet and attached a mixture of seam binding and some of this fun fur yarn just to add some different elements to the cover. So we'll take it inside, and part of the mixed media look is I put the base on and then I painted these elements. This is butterflies, some really watercolory leaves and things, and I do have a separate video showing you how I made this cover. There's just different layers on here, and it was a lot of fun doing it, so check out that video. I will link that in the description box. I made some pages a shorter width and some the full width, so here we have a page, and I also was able to borrow a sewing machine, so I added some stitching around the edges with the sewing machine. I've always wanted to do that. I don't have a sewing machine, so it was fun. I'd love to get one, but as you know, I live and travel in my RV, and storage is at a premium, so I don't know that I can justify a sewing machine. I'd have to get rid of my coffee maker, and that's not going to happen. So here's just a tag. I guess it was part of a cut apart. This ticket was one of the bits and pieces, and so was this heart. And that is all stitched together. So here we go. And then this was one of the cut aparts from the collection. I have a chipboard butterfly with leaves, and I added some more dimension and put this One Fine Day sticker on top of it. Here's some leaves and hearts. And as you can see, I just stacked some of the paper to have a layered look in here. These are the places to put some photos. There might be room on the side depending on the size of the photos. This is all stitched around it. I used some zigzag stitch. I just sort of played with the sewing machine because it was so much fun. So again, different layers. This is open, so you still could put a photo here. That's open as well, so you could actually add a photo into this corner. The book came with these clear pockets, and I took advantage of them, and I know there's a shine, but I used whatever leftover cut aparts and paper I had and put in these pockets. And obviously this will make a great place to put photos, whether you leave these in or take them out, use them for journaling, whatever you want to do. So here's another pocket page I made, and there is a folder. The page paper I had was too short for this. I didn't want it to be any shorter, so I just added another scrap and a bits and pieces from the collection. I sewed around this little element. I made a pocket double stitched around that. Like I said, I had fun with a sewing machine. This is no, it's not a chipboard element. It's just one of the floral elements. I took this that says make the most of today, and I added just 2 brads at the end of it just for a little extra oomph. And then this sort of matches with that. Try to get the page to coordinate but not be matchy-matchy. And then this you just open to put your photos there. I did use a magnet to hold that down. I stitched around the outside of that. I wanted to make a photo mat here, and then it gave me space to add just a tag inside. Now this whole page opens up like that and gives you room for a large photo, and a photo here too if you want. So again, I have that closed with a magnet. So loved this butterfly. Obviously it's the same as that one, and that'll open up, whoops, so you can put a beautiful photo here and a photo, oops, over here. And look at how this paper matches so nicely. It's got those greenish beige tones, and I just thought that was pretty. So here we've got more of the pockets to give you room to put your photos. And like I said, I took any leftover paper, cut it down, and put it in here. Here's a pocket page. I did play around with stitching on here. And that's a chipboard element. This is a layered element. So is that, but I actually took off a couple of the layers, and some of the layers ended up over there. But they were fun to work with. I enjoyed it. And as you can see, I just used whatever scraps of paper I had left and layered them. And once you put an element on it, it sort of pulls everything together. Just a nice large photo mat with some stitching and some detail. I liked this little cut apart, didn't have anywhere to put it, so I just put some holes in it. And then here's one of those smaller pages. I used one of the cut aparts from the collection here to give you room to journal. And I love that just the way it was. I didn't want to do anything to it. I guess I could have stitched around the butterflies, but I had to rewind the bobbin, and I didn't feel like doing that. I love this little cut apart, so I took advantage of the dark background and stitched with that beige thread around it. Oh no, that's just open, so you can tuck something in there. Put your photo right there. And then here I just folded this cut apart in half, so you can add your photo there, or have it large if you wanted to. Whatever you want to do. More of the clear pages with leftover pieces. I'll have to count and see how many photos you can get in here, but it's a lot. And then here's the back page. I was pretty proud of this. So again, I did the mixed media on the back. It's painted first, then I dry brushed on top of it. I used stamps. I did sprinkling of water, and then I drew a flower with Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, took some Tim Holtz Distress ink and painted that, and then I added some watercolor pencils on top of it. So it's very watercolory, flowy. It's not perfect, but I think it's the right effect, and it was what I was going for. So again, I do have a video showing you how I do that. And there we go. That is my scrapbook album. I mean, it's not technically a mini album, but in any case, it's a great place to put photos. That is what I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.